Right? There's a lot of things that a YouTuber can do that would be very illegal, very wrong, ethically, not even just legally, that I could sit down here and apologize for. And that is the only thing that I've really thanked God today for not doing. You know, I could apologize for far more worse, but you know, realistically, it's just apologizing for purchasing the system. Our word is really all we have. That's really what it comes down to. What I will not apologize for is purchasing and keeping Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch.
Anywho, I need to just sit here and say I called this one. Obviously, we give Mudahar a lot of shit on this channel. We criticize him highly. Thank you guys, by the way, for hitting the goal. You guys have contributed to one more. Guys, every time you donate to the stream, you have donated one more legal defense dollar that will not go to any upcoming lawsuit. So you guys are awesome. You know, you've put one more dollar in the jar of things that will never go to a lawsuit. Thank you guys for creating my defense.
Can I say something to you, Nick?
Guys, my donation goal system donates as much money to charity as Creator Clash 2, okay? And it's used as much as Keffels' GoFundMe for legal disputes, okay? So in a way, it's kind of got both of those things going for it.
Nicholas!
Why is Boblax in the title?
Thank you for the $5.
Boblax is not in the title. Oh, a Pokemon DMCA controversy. It's not Boblax, guys. So I just want to point out, a lot of people give me shit on YouTube or whatever because I'm too harsh to Mudahar. They're obviously new fans, not old fans. Old fans are like, why don't you go hard enough? You're sweeping, sweeper, tubby sweeper. But the new fans are like, why do you hate this guy?
Can I say something to you, Nick?
So
why?
Instead of telling you why for the 500th time, I'm gonna be a conceited bag and tell you that there's a playlist on my channel. Go figure it out. But here's one of the reasons why people don't like Mudahar. Mudahar obviously has said he doesn't want to do drama anymore. He doesn't want to do any politics anymore. Makes multiple videos quitting drama, leaving drama, quitting politics, leaving politics, saying he's just going to do video games and do higher effort stuff. He said his old content that he was making was slop, and then he grinded out an iDubbbz Creator Clash video, got involved in a lawsuit, started calling into the H3 podcast. What else has he been doing as of lately? Well, recently he bought a Nintendo Switch and complained about it after telling everybody in grandstanding that he wasn't going to buy it. So even the gaming people now are seeing this guy as a fucking pathetic flip-flopper. He was tweeting out, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, I'm not gonna, there's nothing here for me at launch. Oh, I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale. And then all of a sudden, boom, day of the, yeah, you know what? I decided to buy it. I decided to buy it. Actually, I was gonna buy a Switch. So again, Mudahar this is his personality now. This is all he is. It doesn't matter what sector of the internet you'll find a reason to hate this guy if he starts covering RuneScape. Okay, this is what he does now.
What's
okay?
the name of the guy? Keemstar
He's got no positions. Mudahar is the Neo Boogie 2988 back when Boogie was a pathetic fence sitter. That's exactly what you get with Mudahar. You get prime Boogie. Do you have monkeypox?
No.
Did your girlfriend use a strap-on and give you monkeypox?
No. What?
I heard you're into some BDSM shit.
Thank
you! Oh shit, thank you!
Okay.
Flamenco!
Why are you still here?
Here's to the not legal fund man. Do and spend it on pinball machines.
I will. Yeah, so this is what I get out of this whole thing. Mudahar is like, Mudahar, for a best example, a most charitable take, is like Boogie from 2016. Back when everybody hated him and their biggest criticism of Boogie was that, like, he's different off video and that, like, he's a fence-sitting flip-flopper who's making drama videos that he doesn't really want to make, or he does want to make them, and he wants everyone to think that, like, that he doesn't want to make them, so he's, like, grandstanding. I think that's a good comparison.
DeOrio.
But first, we have to do a bit of a overview as to what's happened since the last time I've been live in the world of the biggest drama story ever. And, yeah, I guess this is probably a good place to start. Earthen, dude. It's Earth Week. What the fuck am I doing, bro?
Nicholas DeOrio.
This is what happens when I chug coffee. My brain is going fucking slower than my mouth. Dude, Earthen. It's Earthen, bro. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Tommy!
Keffels appreciated the shout out.
Hey, did you see Muda's last video title? Sorry. Wow, I never thought he would actually apologize to me. Can't wait to watch.
Wait,
I just
what?
saw Keffels tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Wait, what are you
Keffels
talking
appreciated
about?
The shout out.
Is that a joke? Oh, no.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mutahar, and let's just talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. I made a mistake. I ended up buying that Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh my my god, dude. Oh my god. I hate this guy so much. I fucking hate this guy so much, dude. I fucking hate this guy more than, oh god, dude, I fucking hate this guy. Holy shit.
Even though I said that I was going to hold off, I wasn't just going to go buy it outright. And there I was, going on a midnight release, and I ended up picking it, you know, just on a walk-in. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way to sugarcoat or cut around this. I did, in fact, commit a hypocrisy.
Is this a fucking serious video? Does he keep this?
Gonna have to wave bye at each other.
He's 1 HP the entire time?
Sometimes.
I love this, dude. I love this guy so much.
Videos on the Switch too. Well, not a few, several.
No, it's not.
And I've basically...
He sounds 1 HP throughout the course of the video.
Nicholas DeOrio?
I made a mistake.
Nicholas,
I should have not...
It sounds like you fell out of the chair laughing. Are you okay?
Does he talk about... I am.
Not bought this product. Now, I made a few videos on the Switch
Can I
too.
say something to you, Nick?
Well, not a few, several.
I really like you.
And I've...
Dude, Mudahar when he buys the Switch 2 versus Mudahar when I alert him his friend defended 0. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5.
Basically covered it. I've not been the most positive viewer of it, especially around certain things like those game key cards, and especially about their TOS, when apparently it seems like they can just brick your systems, and more specifically around the fact that maybe the system isn't
Thank you
the
thank you.
Thank you for
fact
the
a
$5,
brick when you ended up picking it up. Now, as you all know, yesterday I made a pretty big mistake. I actually made a video with the Switch 2 inside the actual frame. I actually had one on screen. I bought one. I used it to play Cyberpunk 2077.
Dude, how many devices do you need to buy this singular game on that bombed at launch and got better over time? Dude, actually, somebody asked me this yesterday. They said, Nick, why are you recommending me Cyberpunk? You've never beaten it. It's on your Xbox One. It's on your Xbox Series X. It's on your PlayStation. You've got it for PC and Steam Deck by association. And you're telling me you've picked it up as your Switch launch title. How many copies of Cyberpunk do you fucking need?
On it. Now, the reason why this was a pretty big mistake, and I do absolutely believe I should actually apologize to my audience, is I didn't practice what I preached, you know? I said, you should vote with your wallet, and what did I do?
This is... I'm actually shocked that this is like a more sincere apology than he's ever made for anything that matters in his entire life. This is actually a huge joke, dude. Holy fuck.
I straight up charged my card and got the...
Oh, please tell me this is where it flips. Then he's going to start memeing on everybody. Like, haha, you guys, I can do whatever I want with my money. You guys are stupid.
Switch 2. And for that, it's actually a pretty big apology. Like, there's no way to
Wait,
really,
what?
Say
Dude.
anything. There's no really any way to sugarcoat it. It's an actual mistake. You know, you can sit and blame other people, but ultimately, you know, I think the community kind of made it known that I would be one of those gamers that would fall into FOMO. And even though that I don't personally think that I'm the reason that video games have...
Dude, this is going to be like this is like, he's the up-and-coming iDubbbz in terms of like, he's at 30, this guy's going to learn empathy. There's going to come a birthday that hits him where he's like, guys, I just never figured it out, dude. I never figured out like consistency. I'm just like a total giant man baby.
It's gotten more expensive. Ultimately, the actions that I did do contribute to the fact that video games would have gotten more expensive.
Like, this is a wildly unserious person, and I hope people realize this. Holy fuck.
At least the aspect of it would become more normalized. And ultimately, there's really no other way to...
Look at the bags under it. No, dude, he just looks like that. That's not... He's not... Okay.
You know, just apologize and say that I'll do better moving forward, you know? And to be fair, the biggest...
Yeah, actually, he has empathy. He has it for Nux Taku alone.
Relief for me is to sit over here and apologize for purchasing a video game system, right? There's a lot of things that a YouTuber can do that would be very illegal, very wrong, ethically, not even just...
Yeah, you've got, like, horrible ethics, so I don't know why you're talking about this.
Legally. That I could sit down here and apologize.
Dude, is his argument, like, I bought a Switch, I didn't molest a child, so you guys can't be that mad at me? Is that his fucking argument right now?
System, right?
Guys, at least I didn't rape somebody.
A lot of things that a YouTuber can do that would be very illegal, very wrong, ethically not
Dude,
even
his
just
position is like, I didn't rape anyone, so this is okay. Right?
Nicholas,
We can move
the
on from
goat.
this.
Thank you for the $5, my man.
legally that I could
Thank you for
sit
hitting
down
the
here and
goal.
apologize for. And
What
and
the
that is
fuck,
the only
dude?
thing that I've really thanked God today for not doing.
Dude, this
You know, I could
guy's
apo-
thanked God. Wait, he had to thank God for not raping a kid? Is that what he just said? Is that what he just said? What?
And that is not even just legally that I could sit down here and apologize for. And that is the only thing that I've really thanked God today for not doing. You know, I could apologize for far more worse.
He just thanked God that he didn't rape a child. I'm actually floored right now. This guy looked up to the Lord and said, thank you for not letting me be a pedophile.
But, you know, realistically, it's just apologizing for purchasing the system that, you know, I kind of made a big hullabaloo about, right? And obviously,
Thank you, God, for not giving me the gene.
boycotts are something that
Praise the Lord.
unfortunately traditionally do not work just because people end up buying them.
I
and in this
recommend
case,
watching
I was
Nicholas
one of those people.
DeOrio's latest
Now,
video.
I do want to
Guy, it's okay. He's not good at commentating. Like, that's what Idub said in the video. He goes, guys, listen, I might be a YouTube commentator, but I'm really bad at conveying what I'm trying to say.
I recommend watching Nicholas
Oh,
DeOrio's
no.
latest
kind
video.
of defend myself a little bit and
Flew
just
from
kind of
LA to Ohio today and you kept me entertained.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hope you had a good day.
talk about this. You know, because I don't want to just say that, you know, I don't want to just say sorry. I do want to give an explanation. Obviously, that night I was coming
Dude, this is like the most thorough YouTube apology I've ever seen, and the only reason he's giving it is because it's the fucking crime of buying a video game system.
home, bought a Switch, and one of the reasons I wanted to buy the Switch
Because the reality is, if he actually did one of those other things, he would not be making a video talking about it. This is an extremely safe video to build community morale off of.
is to
Like, is the comments like, sorry, Muda, I've got to step away from the channel. The lack of ukuleles is upsetting. Muda switched up on us, literally. Oh, fuck, dude, the switch up.
kind of look at that brick capability. I wanted to see if you can fire the system up, you can make a local account, you can connect without, you know, utilizing any patches, and thankfully you actually can, you know, as long as you have a Switch 2 and of course a game, which this is something that I'm actually keeping stock, or not just actually, I had a Cyberpunk 2077. As long as you have a game with an actual, you know, completed
This is literally like, dude, I'm sorry, I took a piece of candy. I took a cookie out of the cookie jar before dessert. Before dinner, I stole a cookie. Guys, there could be a lot of other reasons why I'm standing up here and apologizing to you, but my wife cooked me a beautiful meal and I ate a cookie before I sat down and said grace.
2077. As long as you have a game with an actual, you know, completed update on the cartridge, this system is completely usable offline, which was pretty important to me because I didn't want to see another system release as a pure on brick. So as long as you have a system with
Like,
the
dude, unironically though, the leftists have to do videos like this because they took something on the, what is it, the ADL list, the UFC list, whatever the fuck those Palestinian boycotts are. Oh, sorry guys, I had something on the BDL list,
and a video game,
the BBL list, dude.
it seems things can just work out of the box. Now, as far as Switch 1 stuff goes, that still needed you to patch for getting the backwards compatibility going in. But if you were just buying Switch 2 games, then surprisingly, everything just worked out of the box.
To the BTR, the big time rush list.
The other thing I wanted to see was, again, the functionality of these games.
Guys, listen, I hate the Switch, but I'm a reviewer. I need to see how they function, okay? I had to give Nintendo $500. I had to stand online at midnight with a bunch of other fucking nerds and buy this console at midnight. It's the only way that I can provide you the best Linux content.
To especially one game completed on the system. And for that, I played Cyberpunk 2077. In fact, that was a pretty massive section of the video.
And you know what else is massive?
Jesus.
Where I just showed the game actually running for anybody to come into the video, watch, and see. Now, I could make the video overly negative, or I could make it overly positive, but the reason
Or you could just give your fucking opinion.
I just kind of went the way that I did was I wanted to just objectively look at this product
Nicholas, the
Thank
goat.
you.
Thank you for the $5, my man.
as what it was and talk about things, right? And, you know, one of the things that I kind of read was like, the grifter stuff. You were just grifting on that hate. Well, if I was grifting on the hate and I released that, you know, video, I would probably be overly negative, or I would try to spread some level of misinformation to garner more viewers.
Oh no, dude. He probably got like one comment that's like, "You're actually a fucking grifter, man." And he's like, I've got to get to my computer. I've got to get into my computer and make a video about this.
On hating the device.
You know, this guy was shuddering all night. He didn't get a lick of sleep.
Or loving the device. But in reality, I just wanted to cover things from an objective perspective. I wanted to show that there were some games, Cyberpunk 2077, which worked out of the box day one. Now there is like one other game, or, you know, I think actually 3 other games, all from Nintendo that...
Bro, this guy's light turned off and his camera's gone out of focus. What's happening, dude?
All come...
How long is he gonna talk like this?
Pretty much on the cartridge.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo.
Bro, this guy just fucking...
Oreo.
This guy just found Anissa's other fucking 35% Arab.
Being Mario Kart World, Legend of Zelda, both Legend of Zeldas, and they all just come pretty much without that game key card stuff. So one of the things that I didn't do in that video was obviously buy the game.
Yeah, this is literally a one take, guys. One take this shit right now.
Cart stuff. Like, I didn't go out into the store and purchase those gimped copies.
He did not even rewatch this before he posted it.
Speaking so much against, which again, I only really bought the system and the one game that was of any interest to me, just so I can show it in the video. And ultimately, regardless of what I'm saying over here, all of that is still a mistake. I was hypocritical. I bought a device that, you know, I actually shouldn't have.
Dude, how long is it? How many times is he gonna say it? He will not stop going. By the way, he's talking to hit like the fucking mark, dude. It's 11 minutes long to say I'm sorry for buying a Nintendo console.
Contributed to, unfortunately...
It's okay, he's not on Twitter, but he's actually on Twitter, even though he left Twitter, but he's still on Twitter.
Unfortunately, a bad practice in the gaming industry, right? Which was supporting this...
Billy Mitchell, both Nick and Chud Logic love Mudahar, dude. We're the biggest Mudah fans.
Nintendo system. I did want to cover it from a review perspective. I did want to cover it just from the preservationist perspective to see if a lot of those alarm bells that were ringing literally days before the system was actually launching were actually valid alarm bells. But ultimately, look, at the end of the day, there's nothing I can...
Oh boy, ultimately at the end of the day...
...say to, you know, not accept actual...
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I've committed an oopsie-doopsie today.
...at purchasing the system when I made a big hullabaloo about it. And ultimately, for that, I do completely apologize. There's no joke, no fun you can make in this manner. I feel like, ultimately, I do have to apologize for that, and that's what I do. Now, if you're somebody that, you know, is, you know, looking at me and, you know, you don't want to watch my videos anymore because you don't like me
Dude,
anymore,
this is the joke, right? He's going to do a switch up at the end. Surely this guy is not doing the... Guys, it's okay if you think I'm a huge fraud now and you're going to leave my channel forever. This is insane.
Because of the Switch 2 stuff, then, you know, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to wait.
It is so comical coming off of how big of a coward this guy was after the Nux stuff. And how much of a fucking loser he's been ever since. For him to go off like this about the fucking Nintendo Switch. This is so fucking amazing.
We're going to have to wave bye at each other.
Holy shit.
All I can really do is say I'm sorry. That's really all I can
When
do.
is the Switch up, dude? Please tell me.
You know, I can't just...
It's gotta happen.
...myself or do something to self-flagellate myself just for the camera at this point. All I can really do is say I'm sorry, and I'll do better next time.
Nicholas DeOrio.
And ultimately, you know, for me, as somebody that's made tons of videos on countering misinformation regarding game preservation, when people talk about, like, you know, how every disc nowadays is a digital download, there really isn't any way to preserve video games anymore.
Never seen a man so downtrodden over a bing bing wahoo.
Guys, I had to preserve them myself. You don't understand. I had to buy this thing and keep it in my fucking basement. Otherwise, we would have lost Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk would be gone, reduced to atoms. It would blow away in the wind.
I've made videos where I've talked about this. I've corrected the misinformation. You know, for me, the Switch 2 was kind of like that, right? I wanted to see if in this situation, a game preservation...
Wait, why is he still trying to justify this purchase? So, I don't...
And at least for fully completed titles was actually there. Now, obviously, I did make a point in that video, if you watch it, where I said, you know, when this device has 256 gigs on it, buying game key cards, already completely incomplete copies, you're going to be basically downloading and filling your entire new system up with just like, what,
Nicholas,
4 or 5 games
the goat.
effectively down
Thank
the
you for
road.
the $5,
and that's going to
my
become
man.
a pretty huge problem, not just for game preservation, but for the average person that, probably isn't also going to spend 80, 90 bucks, 70 bucks, whatever, to buy external media for the system.
All right, we're going to zoom this a little bit now because he just keeps going, but I'm expecting like something to happen.
These are all things that I did talk about in the video. These were
a
kind of the most important things for me too. The other thing was obviously seeing how a game like Cyberpunk 2077...
Wait, dude, I feel like he's already said this.
Boogie like the low-cal vampire.
Hasn't he already said this thing about like trying to see how Cyberpunk runs on it? Can't you just watch IGN's video?
And these were kind of the most important things for me too. The other thing was obviously seeing how a game like Cyberpunk 2077 could run on a newer ARM-based chip device. Now, ultimately, as far
Dude, how many fucking handheld devices do you need to play the same game on? Okay.
My apology. All I can really...
I could have tried Cyberpunk on the Asus ROG Ally. I could have tried it on the Steam Deck. Oh, I can't wait to play it on the Nintendo Switch, dude.
say is, look, at the end...
It runs the same! It runs exactly the same.
The guy.
I'm sorry.
Keemstar
I probably
Orbiter,
shouldn't have
Nick
contributed
Oreo,
to
Mr.
Nintendo's
Oreo.
dog shit in video gaming, but ultimately I did. And, I'm one of the bad people in this process. Now, do I think that I'm the most evil person in the world? No, I don't think that. And
you can't see the 3 frames per second that separate those machines, bro. It runs the same.
Really, I don't even see really anybody saying that. But as far as being hypocritical and bad for gaming, I can definitely see how I've contributed to that. And for that, I just really humbly apologize. There's no if, and, or but around it. It is just a straight apology to anybody.
Am I dreaming right now? Is this... Did I not go live today? Am I, like, dead?
Slighted.
What's happening?
Or disappointed in this entire process. For that, my community is pretty important to me. And ultimately, I really did feel like, because I had a platform, and I could talk a little bit about the game preservation angle, maybe it was worth showing. To me...
You know what he's doing right now? You know the Houthi terrorist who posted the video going bass to mouth on a Jewish guy? He's currently crawling up the spear and positioning his asshole to slide down it.
The guy, Keemstar
That's what's
Orbiter,
happening right
Nick
now.
Oreo, Mr.
He's like
Oreo.
climbing the Houthi terrorist
Do not
spear
play the Mutahar.
and sliding down.
Drinking game, you will die.
There was something really scathing about it in this device, it would have been a
Nicholas,
completely warranted purchase.
the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Because then I could at least alert some people that, yeah, this thing is actually a confirmed brick. Yes, actually, all these games, even the ones that ship completely...
Dude, he thought he was going to buy the Switch and be like, hey guys, this is crazy. It's broken. It just doesn't work. The whole thing sucks.
Mr.
Don't just
Oreo.
work day one. These would be
Buying
pretty
handhelds and comparing how Cyberpunk runs is the only thing that brings him joy.
huge points. But when I actually got the device and I tested it myself, I couldn't find that to be the case. So it was really just to be honestly reporting on something.
Dude, if I ever said this, like, hey guys, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z, and then you like catch me doing it, I would just tell you to go fuck yourself and call you parasocial and then gaslight you into thinking it's your fault. That's exactly what a normal person would do. Okay? This guy, like, this is this like a bunch of built up panic that he's releasing all at once?
Is, maybe raising more misinformation and hurting myself down the road a lot harder than, the hurt that I've taken right now. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I can just look into the camera and just say, I'm sorry, I'll do better. And that's pretty much all it comes down to. And the only thing I'm really thankful about here is I could be apologizing for, like, as a YouTuber, there's apology videos that I've watched through my career where people have done really terrible things. And ultimately, this might be one of the worst things that I've done. With genuine...
Yeah, it's not. It is far from, but that's hilarious. I hope this creates a situation where people laugh at him for being pathetic and then actually research the things that Mudahar has actually done, which would be really funny.
Support bad game practices and, not practice what I preach. I can't make videos where I say I'm not going to be buying a Nintendo Switch, day one at least, and then here I am buying it day one. Even if, personally, I felt making the content, and at least if I could find something scathing about it, I could talk about, sure. But for me, I'm still not somebody that is in line to be, I guess, known as a hypocrite in this regard.
Are we like 2 seconds away from him going, do not use me as a role model? I am fallible like everyone else. I am not a role model.
And for that, I do apologize. I've done something wrong, which is purchasing the device after the hullabaloo that I've raised. And for that, all I can do is honestly just apologize. Really, that's all I can do. So if you accept this apology, great. If you don't accept
That's great, Mudahar. Can you go back through your favorite animes you've ever watched on YouTube again? I'm just curious at what those might have been and any weird consistency breaches that came from that content.
This apology, then it is what it is. But yeah, Our word is really all we have. That's really
Our word is all we have, dash Mudahar.
what it comes down to. What I will not apologize for is purchasing and keeping Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch. I really feel like even if you're not buying the Nintendo Switch 2 and you've got the money, you should probably signal to the industry that buying a completed Switch game, or buying a complete product on
Good man, he bought the game for the 40th time. Gotta support the consume.
launch with all the DLC onto it is something that
Even if you're not gonna buy this, guys, support them for making it. Please buy another copy. Buy another Cyberpunk for your Cyberpunk.
should be supported, right? Especially considering that a lot of games release with tons of great expansion packs that never end up showing up on actual release anymore. Like, they don't get re-released down the road. It used to be back in the day that when a game launched, a year later, after it got like 3-4 single-player expansions, you ended up getting like a Game of the Year edition. Now you still get the Game of the Year edition, but sometimes, in most cases, you end up getting like a little piece of paper inside with a code that doesn't even have the whole game. So yeah, for that, I will never actually truly apologize for this, nor will I ever apologize for picking up games like Soccer, which are these completed
Now he's gonna go through a list of games that he just bought. This is amazing.
Japanese re-releases of 3 games on 1 cartridge. But anyways, I'm kind of
This is great.
talking and talking in circles, really.
Oh, really? We figured that out.
Apologize for the Switch 2 stuff. Didn't practice what I preached there, and all I can say is I'm sorry, and I'll do better. Simple as that. I'm out.
That is like the worst video I've ever seen. It's like, dude, I haven't. Wait, what? We got an add-on. There's an add-on post, dude. In case you didn't say enough in the video, guys. Ooh, boy, me, Mudahar here. Just a text post here to add. I really do feel like a bad person in this. I don't want to send you guys mixed signals. I figured when I cover anything controversial like I've done in the past, I always do it and buy it to talk about on the channel in an objective way. Ladies and gentlemen, I've done similar things for the Apple Vision Pro and games like Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh boy, sometimes the finished product is a mix of positive or negative signals, and I really did want to do the same here. Though, in the end, I contributed myself to those bad practices in the gaming industry, folks. And at the end of the day, that's never tolerable. For that, I do apologize, and all I can do is do better in the future. Thank you for those who stick around, and I fully understand for those who don't. Dude, I guarantee if this guy...
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter.
I love that. I love the I love the brave
Do you
ending.
see someone boycotting new product and you think that of me? No, I am the one WHOCONSOOMS.
Dude, you see people boycotting a product and you think that of me? No, I am the one who shops. Dude, that's Mudahar. Holy fuck, dude. I actually can't, bro. This is ridiculous. But he says stuff like this, like, thank you for those who stick around, and I fully understand for those who don't. And literally, bro, he's only saying that because nobody's leaving. If this guy started hemorrhaging subscribers and lost like 20,000 in a day,
I recommend watching.
he would be
Nicholas
fucking,
DeOrio's
it would look like a
latest
horror
video.
movie of him clawing at the glass, begging for everyone to come back, dude. There is no expectation people would unsubscribe over this, but he'd have a fucking conniption fit if they did. Holy shit, dude. I guarantee all these comments
I
are
recommend
positive.
watching Nicholas
What?
DeOrio's latest
What?
video.
You were a hypocrite, plain and simple. Shame, oh the shame. How shameful. Hack it, we will forgive you. Didn't even last a day. Moist Critical's got to make a video about this, just saying. Nothing like milking 3 videos out of something you said you wouldn't do. Holy fuck. This guy's a comedian. I was wondering how he could be such a huge hypocrite. Is he really getting shit this bad? This is great, dude. Holy fuck. Do not stand down to Muda's audience, not mine. Of course, you guys stand down. Giveaway or apology not accepted. Lol. Not tripping, bro. You cover tech. I expected you to get one. Post Nintendo nut release regret. What the fuck, dude? I blame Canada. How about you make a sincere video on how it performs now? Integrity is hard to maintain in a FOMO world. I actually, before we actually get into the stream, because that was the longest opener I think I've ever done in the channel history, I actually didn't get my Switch. I got fucked by, I got literally pee-pee touched by that's how Critical would say it. It's like, well, I got a little pee-pee touch recently by Target because they didn't ship mine out until the day of the release.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5.
Yeah, I pre-ordered from Target, and it's coming tomorrow. So that's a shame. But, I mean, it's not like I could have played it. I've been busy as fuck the last few days, so it's not really a huge deal. I'll probably get more use out of it, like, Sunday. We're gonna stream it though. We're gonna do some streaming with it as soon as I have it. We're gonna play Cyberpunk finally. Dude, I did one stream playing Cyberpunk for 20 minutes and I never played it again.
Nicholas,
yeah,
the goat. I appreciate that.
Anyway, I do have a copy of Cyberpunk for it. All right, guys. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Okay, so we're gonna be covering our daily EHD segment today. Come on, guys, step up and take your EHD pill. Obviously, there's a ton of stuff to catch up on. Hey, Future Nick here, real quick, I actually apologize. I realized in a previous video, it's the one on screen right here, it's the second one from when Ian's coach was talking about their interactions with iDubbbz and Anissa on the H3 podcast. Long story short, my render messed up and 30 minutes of the video was just gone. I didn't realize this till after I uploaded. I actually only saw a comment today, which is like days after. So what I'm gonna do here, because there's a nice little transition point that you just saw, I'm gonna just put it here. So if you're here for the Muda stuff, your video is over. This is kind of just for archival purposes to have this on the channel in a form that can be found or whatever. I'll link it from the other video. I've had a few issues with rendering recently, and I think there's a setting that's messed up, and it's my fault, and yeah, I'm gonna fix it. Anyway, enjoy or don't enjoy. Have a great day, regardless. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Okay, so we're gonna be covering our daily EHD segment today. Come on, guys, step up and take your EHD pill.
So, it strikes me as just deeply ironic that she's severing all of these relationships because of men being disrespectful to women.
Zach Fortupet. This is like the time when Rosanna smoked her dead dad. She didn't smoke her dead dad. She put her dad's ashes into a weed plant, grew her dad back, and then smoked that. Just to be clear, she's very mad if you don't tell it exactly how it happened.
And like, I can't imagine a more pertinent, pressing, urgent issue than this one.
Yeah, someone you know and have a relationship with.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
shocking.
Yeah.
So it was just very, very sad, but it just shows their true colors and who they really are. And that's the reason why, after that incident, I told myself, I cut myself off emotionally for them because they're not good people.
Yeah.
They cry about all these crises and women's rights all the time, but I reached out to them and they just put me on red. Like, we helped them with their business, a building creative class, but they had nobody on their team. And then after that, like when we reached out to them just to ask them for feedback or how we go about starting our own business, they tell us that in no world could we ever help
so mean.
Like,
all right, so people were telling me they were asking for money. Were they asking for money or were they asking for feedback in building their brand?
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
That's why part of why we were able to like when Harley came out, that's when we were like, oh, okay. And more people started coming out, and then we're like, and then people had questions about, okay, what happened with the money with this event?
They were asking for a loan cosign.
And what happened? And I was like, we have a lot of those answers, but also I don't want to be
possibly both
associated with all the hate that I've been getting from being on his side when like, other than training him for the fights, I wanted to have a bigger relationship the same way all the other guys had relationships with their coaches.
Oh, they were hoping for a cosign, but said that they would accept feedback. Okay. Probably both, but would have taken either. Gotcha.
But him and I were just never on that level. So that always kind of broke my heart because I was always.
I mean, you can just say no, like as a normal person, like, hey, yeah, I don't know if we want to do that at this stage.
I put in so much to Ian, and that was the thing. If he would have released a documentary, you would have seen how much I put into his training. And not only his training, but the whole event. Like, I wanted everyone to actually be successful on that event and the whole thing to go well.
Yeah, I mean, think about how not popular, but how much more eyes he would have on him if this documentary had released, Like, there's, like, an opportunity was taken from him, not just a bonus. An opportunity was taken from him to be more, like, notable, I guess, and get his shit out there to more people. It sounds like he's doing okay if he's got UFC fighters on payroll, right? But, like, I don't know. He lost something by that documentary that they spent time filming not coming out.
Yeah.
I want to ask Kate, what can we?
Because a documentary is not a shout out. It's not, oh, check out my fucking guy. It's like, here's what he put me through. This is the stuff that we did. And you're seeing like tons of aspects of the training regimen.
Or audience members, I'm sure everybody was extremely moved to help pass more bills like this. Or support you specifically.
So I started, it was really hard for me to share, but I started an Instagram called The 12-Year-Old Bride. And I started that Instagram last year, January, when I started my advocacy work. So if they can...
Oh, I can unmute Donos now, I think. I was watching this and I thought she was being a petty bitch for her husband, but and I was there for it, but then the child bride stuff came.
The goat.
It's
Thank
like,
you for the $5,
yeah, it grounds
man.
this, because my chat was like, dude, why are they so happy to go after them all of a sudden? And then she hits you with like, hey, this is like a thing that's very important to me. I personally hate pestering CPS because I was literally a child bride. And it's like, oh, fuck, dude. Holy shit. It totally justifies the anger.
Follow that Instagram, then I can in the bio section I have like the articles that I've been in for passing the law here in Washington State, and I plan to announce in the future as well other states that I'm working on.
Yeah, her ex had used CPS against her, so that's just, yeah.
The 2 states that I'm working on next is Hawaii, Oregon, and California. And so when I come to California, I hope that I can reach out to you guys and get support.
Anytime.
I recommend watching Nicholas
Is there, so if you come out here
latest
and you're able to
video.
talk, is
He could have
public
made
support going to help this?
Content cop, child brides.
He could have made a lot of different content cops. Instead, he put his life on a trajectory to complete embarrassment and failure. It was kind of already on that pathway, but...
They'll get passed when
Oh,
they...
yes, 100%.
Yeah.
There's not enough people. Yeah. So basically, when because California trashed the bill, now the nonprofits that I work with have to restart the bill from scratch, right? So once they get the bill written up, now they have to ask politicians to sponsor the bill. Once they have politicians to sponsor the bill, then we go to Sacramento and then we lobby.
Yeah.
What that means is that I have to meet.
Yeah, he could have did content cop, child brides, and someone in the chat wrote, yeah, but from the side of child... Shut up.
Every single politician every 30 minutes and tell them my
Our silence means something.
sad story, right?
Yeah, over and
yes,
over.
over and over. And by the way, I also suffer from PTSD because of my trauma that I've had in my child marriage, right? So imagine telling your story over and over for every 30 minutes with a new politician, trying to get them to co-author this House bill. And then after 30 minutes of crying and telling them your story because it's so hard, they say, thank you for sharing. But you know what? Because of our sponsors, we're not going to be able to co-author right now.
Dude, Anissa and Ian sound cartoonishly evil to the point where, like, they're characters from The Boys, you know? It's like, I'm sorry, we could help you with the child bride stuff, but realistically, that's only going to give us a 2% increase on our socials for this one. So unfortunately, we're going to have to decline. It's like some Vought type shit. That's what it feels like listening to these people talk.
We're going to let you know later if we decide to support the bill.
Yeah. So if, we'll let you know when it becomes another bill.
It's like, well, we talked to Hassan Piker and we went up 45% today. They're loving this. The memes are crazy. But if we help with the child bride stuff, that will minimally impact us moving forward. And the effort just isn't really there for what we get out of it.
Because every bill has like a house number or a number to it.
Yes.
So we'll let you know when the next bill goes through.
They literally host Herogasm. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good fucking, yeah, I'd say that's pretty true. That's true. That's pretty true. That's true.
And then you guys, I don't know if people have to write to their congressman or.
So basically, there's going to be a link
Nicholas,
that I will share,
the
right?
goat.
And so all you have to
Thank you
do
for the
is just go there,
$5,
put your
my
email
man.
address, and the link that is provided by the nonprofit. Is actually I would like to share. Her name is Freddie, and she's also Jewish. And I know, right?
I love that.
Yeah, she's also Jewish, okay? And she's from New Jersey, okay? Yes. Mm-hmm. She funded the nonprofit called Unchained at Last because she said that in...
What was the nonprofit called? Sorry, hold on.
Keffels
Let me
appreciated
just
the shout
kill
out.
it. I'll let that
Very
read.
nice. I have background noise while I sleep tonight.
Enjoy.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. She funded the nonprofit called Unchained at Last because she said that in her community.
One more.
she
I gotta lower the speed. I want to actually hear the name of a nonprofit. Not 75 normal.
was a child bride but married at Unchained at Last.
Unchained at Last. Unchained at Last, chat.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. She funded the nonprofit called Unchained at Last because she said that in her community she was a child bride but married at the age of 18, and she couldn't leave because in the community, if you're Jewish, you're not able to leave your husband unless he unchains you from him. Yeah, like you have to go through all these like schooling and
Jesus
stuff.
Christ,
and they torture you.
dude.
Yeah, and so she started the nonprofit Unchained at Last, and so she and her nonprofit is actually the one that I'm working with. They're also a federal nonprofit, so we also work with
that's fucking crazy.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick DeOrio, Mr. Oreo.
Anissa's sitting there in her fucking $1 million house being like, America is so fucking dangerous, dude. Listen.
Nicholas, the GOAT. Thank you for the $5, my man.
America's not perfect. Clearly, there's a child bride problem going on right now, but like, it's a hell of a lot safer than some places on this fucking planet, dude. I don't know, bro. Holy fuck. I think that
Can I say something to you?
Listen, I don't
really
feel in
like-
constant danger.
Why?
Maybe that's because I'm a white dude. I don't feel like I'm in constant fucking danger here.
United Nations, we're hoping that we can end child marriage by 2030.
I hope so too.
I feel like we got it pretty good, you know? I don't know. We don't all live in the same place, but I feel like in New York we got it pretty good over here.
It's so disturbing, and just that the lack of awareness is frankly unbelievable.
Yes.
So, by the way, I want everyone to go. We're gonna link the 12-year-old bride. I see this page you have set up here. Let's put that in the description and spam it in chat. Make sure that we get people following this page, and then Unchained at Last.
Yes.
That's a great name for the org.
Yes. Yes.
This is the nonprofit that you work with.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm planning to start my own nonprofit in the future too. I'm planning to call it Heal Out Loud because as I was doing my advocacy work, I realized that like it was so challenging for me because even though I escaped 15 years ago and I've been working on my healing journey to build myself up, I've never opened up and told my story and shared it out loud. So because of that, when I went to go do it, it was so traumatic for me. Like I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. It was very, very difficult. And then also made me realize that there's so many layers to healing, and healing out loud is super important because I see that as kind of like one of the final phases of healing. And so
I'm sorry, but unfortunately, this is not your emotional dumping ground. This is not what podcasting is. This is horrible.
That's the reason why I told my
healing out loud. You should go to your therapist and never talk about this ever.
That, you know, once we get everything situated, I want to build a nonprofit. I want to call it Heal Out Loud. And my slogan is going to be, when we heal out loud, we speak life to those suffering
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
in silence, because that's what I've experienced and that's what I hope to bring to other survivors who are suffering.
You said before you were getting a lot of hate online and stuff. I think your story is so powerful that I think you're going to get just an outpouring of love and support.
The GOAT.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, it's hard. Think about like you have PTSD and you have all this trauma, right? And then you have to go and then put it into content so people can actually support you.
Yeah.
It would take me 3 to 4 hours to put up one Instagram post because I would just be crying, you know?
Right. Wow.
Like I have to be vulnerable until like my most vulnerable moment and testify on public television. And I have no support. I have no platform.
It's crazy because we go into these rooms and they have to tell their story.
Nicholas, the GOAT.
Thank you.
My man.
Literally have the room full of people crying. And then we have to 30 minutes later go into another room and tell the story, and then we're crying all over again.
Yeah.
And then we're in another room and we're crying all over again. And so it happens like it'll be like 10 times in a day. And then by the time the day's over, you're like exhausted.
You're so exhausted. And not only this, I want people to know, the audience to know that like the reason why I stepped into this role, because what I realized was that these survivors, right, that are going out to testify for these house bills, there's no funding for them. Even though the nonprofit's there, the nonprofit is to provide structure and direction, right? And they write up the bill.
Yes,
but no one pays for my flight, my hotel, my time away to go and testify. I have to do that out of my own pocket. So if I didn't have my own business, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Jesus. All right. I don't know. I feel awkward just sitting here with not really much to say. So I'll listen to it a little more. If there's really not much more input from me, then we'll probably move on.
And at that time, it was not easy for us to do that either. But Michael and I knew that.
Because I'm not trying to just rebroadcast it, but I understand this is obviously something that's important to broadcast. It's just really not my say if I don't have much to say.
This was super important to us. So we just paid out of our own pocket and, you know, we went for it, you know.
I caught the most important parts. All right. I recommend everyone who's watching right here. We're at 38:41 and there's like another 20 minutes or so of this. Actually, no, not even. There's like another 10 minutes of this. I recommend you watch it from Ethan's channel because I don't want to just sit here and I don't know, just rebroadcast what has already been said. But I really don't have a lot to say about this, to be honest. Is there anything else I want to check out here? Difference between pro and amateur boxing, we can probably skip. What is Kate's one request? Is that relevant? Is that something we should check out?
And also before, you know, like we take off, I just want to say too that I want to use this opportunity to like tell Anissa directly that like, you know, Anissa, we're very disappointed in you and Ian for never promoting us and giving us credit for anything. And the fact that you still continue to this day, like not give us credit for anything, it would make me feel better if you would take down that photo that I took of you and Michael boxing together. I know you
oh shit,
like to put it up on your
Yeah, get that off your fucking feed if you're gonna use her word. That'd be funny if they fucking
Twitter account and all your media outlets because you still want to flex that you're a boxing expert. But please,
yeah, boxing expert, formerly boxing expert, once removed,
take that video
twice removed.
down because it tarnishes our brand, and I don't want it on there. You know, and you don't support us, so take it down.
That seems like a modest request.
You checked it's still up?
That's considering everything. But I want to see, I heard that her pinned post on Twitter is a photo that you took.
Yeah.
I am boxing with you, Michael.
Oh, please tell me that like all the replies to that tweet currently are hilarious. I need to look, dude.
Yeah. But I want to see it. I want to see. Harley, you're back in the back in the Keem den. Can you someone send me that? Yeah, hold on. So I mean, hey, that's a modest request.
2 hours ago. Thank you for the endless hours of entertainment I get to listen to while derustifying. Wait, what? Oh, okay, that's actually just a pro. That's just a good post. Take it down, Grifter. Take down this video, you fraud. Holy shit, it's still pinned. Unpinned in 3, 2, 1. 13 concussions. Take this down. You can go ahead. Oh my god, dude. This is fucking brutal. You can go ahead and unpin this one, little bro. Take it down. Take this down. You didn't support them. Ian didn't get the training he needed and lost 2 fights so this video could be made. You couldn't be bothered to help Kate, the child bride survivor. Take this down. You didn't pay the guy coaching you. Terrible person. I mean, I think they did pay him, but they didn't pay him the bonus. You should probably take this down. Unpin this. Destroyed. Take this down. You're trash. 11 minor L's and 2 major L's. Shame, shame, shame. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Cringe. Not a real boxer. Unpin this disgusting creature. Common Anissa L. Take this post down. Take it down. Take it down. Holy shit. This is what I wanted to see, bro. Why aren't you live reacting? Or why aren't you tweeting and live reacting to this stream? Is this the guy you had a crush on? Worst boss ever award. Take this shit down. This is probably halfway through Ian Jomha's training. Take it down. Fake boxing, fake concussions, legitimately. Oh my god, dude. Holy fuck. Dude, demon mode. It's fucking demon mode. Might want to unpin this. Take it down. You could probably beat Deji. That's an old one, but yeah, I mean, fair. Fair. Pretty fair. That's pretty fair. I'd say that's pretty fair.
Let's just unpin this.
Who are the people they're replying to? That's Anissa's tweet that we're talking about right here.
You know what I mean? Let's just take it down. So this is her pinned video?
Yeah.
So this is the video she showed everyone that like she's some savant, like footwork.
Yeah. I mean, she does look really good in this.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot better than me and Ian did. I'll say that.
Right. Well, and that's what I was saying is like I don't want to like I'm not trying to excessively hate. Like she could have done well if she wasn't if she didn't just charge forward and have 13 concussions.
Well, at the end of the day, it's not about.
Oh my god, dude! If she didn't just keep fucking pushing forward and get 13 concussions, she might have been a really good boxer at some point.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not about
holy shit.
If she did well or not. It's about her not giving us the respect that we deserve. Go take it down.
Well, yeah.
The funnier,
What's the name of the guy, Keemstar Orbiter? Nick DeOrio.
Is that Ian's just sitting there about to get his ass beat because he's not training enough because his wife is sucking up all your time.
That is what happened. That is what happened. Yes.
I will not fucking shut up.
Yeah, take the post down, Anissa.
But yeah, it's weird that they won't give us. Well, and here's another thing too was like Ian was talking about possibly fighting on Creator Clash 3.
Right.
He hasn't been in the gym. Like I have no idea what, or maybe he trains with a different boxing coach now.
I don't think so.
He hasn't been with me for 2.5 years.
Yeah, I have a feeling that that's not the case. No. I feel like if he was going to fight for Creator Clash 3, it would probably be like...
Keffels appreciated the shout
because he had to. There's no other option, so he'd go out there and take his beating.
So he was talking about like possibly going in, and I was like, who's going to train him? Like he never even once told us this event was going on.
Right.
You
No,
know,
I don't think he was ever in
that?
touch with the coach. I mean, he made it pretty clear that he did not want to fight again. I felt like,
And I would privately tell him, hey, Ian, be proud of what you've done. You don't need to fight ever again. Because I could tell, like I said, like after the fights, it's like...
Dude, it's not like, oh, dude, we'll get him next time. It's like, you've done your
Nicholas,
job.
The GOAT.
It's okay. You can rest. Dude, you can rest now. It's okay. It's like when they're talking to Tony as he dies at the end of Endgame. It's like, it's okay. You can rest now, honey. You can rest.
All this trauma comes out from the whole training camp and everything he had to go through. And instead of just being proud of it, it would be like just more weight on his shoulders.
We're going to be okay here at the boxing gym. You can rest now.
And make him feel worse and worse.
I thought it was really fascinating as well.
Yo, you hit the goal. What the? Dude, it's 2:30 in the morning. Stop it. How the fuck are you hitting the goal at 2:30 in the morning?
I just saw Keffel's tweet.
I gotta go to bed soon, dude.
Nicholas
Holy
DeOrio.
shit.
But, and for those listening,
what the fuck, dude?
They probably don't realize it at a glance when you look at
dude, reading this is gonna be a disaster.
boxing. But Ian played boxed at pro-regulated rules.
Yes.
And that means his gloves were much smaller. The sport was far more dangerous for him than it was for someone like me. I would not have even boxed in any of these events if I wasn't using the size gloves that I was.
I'll probably take a look at what Snark said about the bride segment probably next stream. I don't think we're going to go through Snark tonight.
Was. And that's why when you look at the end of the events, Ethan is severely damaged compared to the other fighters.
We're using like 16
This is going to leave a crater. We'll have stuff to talk about in a couple days, probably. Like, there's going to be a huge fucking crater, and there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about tomorrow, I imagine, as a fallout of whatever happened today. This, if this stuff is accurate, this might be the most scathing live stream I've ever watched.
Okay. Mine were 16
This is like Boogie lying about cancer, but for like fucking 3 hours.
ounce gloves.
Like 3 consecutive hours.
Ian had 10 ounce.
Oh yeah, and that's very like lethal. Like,
Nicholas!
you get hit with that, totally.
Thank you for
you
the
can't block it.
$5
The other
for
one,
that.
it's like big pillows. It's easier to block. The slower punches, everything.
Thank you.
But when the event was done, I remember people talking about it, and it came up a lot. Like, well, yeah, but Ian, he did pro rules, so it's a little different than what you guys did. I was always blown away by that. I thought it was extremely unnecessary.
Why?
Yeah, again, they were talking constantly about how much more they respect the fighters, they respect the fight game, but they went for pro rules. That's weird. Except for that one time when they changed the rules midway.
Tier boxing.
I was like, he loves boxing. I was like, he must love boxing. If he's a fan of the sport.
Is this better than the Hippy Dippy Demon Mama drama? I think the Demon Mama Hippy Dippy drama was very funny. The reality is, though, that Demon Mama is an afterthought character to a much larger community. iDubbbz and Anissa Jomha are this is like, there's going to be rippling effects of this fucking live stream. You can mark my words, 100%.
Why?
The who's in the what? Yeah, dude. The Demon Mama Hippy Dippy Royale drama. You are not familiar?
Michael, because of Anissa?
I don't know why you wanted to turn pro.
Go be a man. Wear 10 ounce gloves.
But I don't see the benefit. I don't see the benefit. Okay, she wants to be.
In the first fight, I wanted him to have 4 3-minute rounds with Dr. Mike because I didn't think Dr. Mike would be able to handle the pace. But then Ian didn't do any of his freaking cardio, so Ian couldn't handle the pace. But then somehow, like,
yeah, dude, they made the fight longer. Thank you.
There's a KFC in Yemen.
Dude, we're living in such a weird timeline. Donut operator and Brandon Herrera versus
Yeah.
Anissa and her husband weren't
I'll
on
talk
my
about
calling
that a
cards
little
at all.
bit. I get
Just remember, everyone, Rob's Media warned us over a year ago
Yeah,
about Anissa,
he did.
Ian, and Denims.
Yep.
What's the name of the guy?
True.
Keemstar
It's
Orbiter.
pretty true.
Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
People are upset right now because they're saying there's no drama if you don't cover the Ethan Hassan Destiny drama, and I understand. It's not like there's no new drama, it just keeps assimilating. All the same characters keep interacting with each other. So like when a new drama comes up, all these guys are also still involved. They're supporting characters. Like I have multiple playlists covering significant things that happened this year, but it's all the same people. So it's extremely difficult, I guess, for people who are burnt out on this topic to keep listening to it. But this is like, we're so far removed from the content nuke. This is basically another story. You know, like we are so far removed from what we were covering in February.
Nicholas!
There are
The
so
goat.
many
Thank you for the
characters now.
$5, my man.
It's like a cinematic universe of drama.
when we were in the fight, it got switched to 5 2-minute rounds. But then his second fight was 4 3s. I felt like I could train him as a pro properly if as long as he put in the work. And for the second fight, had he not taken 6 months off of boxing, we would have won that fight. He was in better shape physically. Like, he ended up gassing Alex, but he just didn't have the boxing skills Alex has because Alex actually loves boxing. So I really felt
Like, how the fuck was I supposed to know that Ian was gonna dive balls deep into content cop, blow up his entire fucking charity event, and get outed for fucking leaving the child bride survivor on red when she was trying to put fucking legislation forward in California? How the fuck was I supposed to know that that was all gonna come out of a situation where Frogan was tweeting about a fucking a genocide or whatever?
Nicholas! the goat. Thank you for the $5.
Holy, in Washington route. Wait, did they leave them on red in Washington or California? Because the California one didn't go through. The Washington one did go through.
Like, had Ian not taken those 6 months off, he probably would have won that fight. Yeah. But that's also like, that's 6.
The drama script writers have outdone, I say this a lot, they've outdone themselves this season.
6 months, that was half the time that was double the time that he trained for the fight. So
yeah, and I want to say like
I very much appreciate my promotion in terms of screen time in the drama war. Whoever wrote this season is like out of their mind, dude. They should be writing for Star Wars.
One denominator between Creator Clash 1 and 2, right? Why Ian doesn't win is because of Anissa. Because she disrupts training 24/7.
She sabotages his training.
Sabotages everything. So how are you supposed to, win, right? When you have a partner in life that's sabotaging 24/7. Yeah. It's not possible.
I couldn't imagine Lucky Boy letting Lena come in and tell him all her problems and take up half of AD's session.
What do you think about that, AB?
Well, I didn't want to say this, but now that we're talking about it, it is absolutely 110% Lena's fault that I lost both times.
She was demanding all the training time, dude. Holy shit.
So easy.
She was there the whole time.
Nicholas, the goat.
Thank you.
Thank you for the $5.
That was bullshit. Honestly, Hundar and Dad would have been easy clap.
Yeah, do you think Waleed? What's his name? Wale. Wally. You think he would have let Lena in there and changed the aux and complained to him and shit and ask him to train her?
Nah, he didn't.
Bro, I wouldn't even give Anissa the aux in my fucking car. Dude, who the fuck would give Anissa the aux anywhere, at any time at all whatsoever? I think Ian should probably stop giving it to her at the house.
Ian, sometimes I would kind of
listen, dude, I don't think she's putting on fucking good music, all right? She's not going to play any Glorb. No I'm gay theme song. It's never going to come up in the rotation.
Man.
I would try to clarify some stuff for Lena, and he would like, get out of the ring, get out of the ring.
Yeah.
And that's how most coaches would act in those scenarios. But like, I would have to take on both of them. And I did it because I needed clients. I did it because I loved Ian and really wanted to help him. It was,
but you were trying to pay the bills.
But it was, it was also very, it made me take some of the love out of
the guy.
It made me take some of the
Keemstar Orbiter.
I mean,
Nick
if there's
Oreo,
one thing that we've learned
Mr.
about
Oreo.
Ian and Anissa, their relationships are almost always purely transactional, which is extremely funny when Ian goes to attack Ethan for something like that, right? Saying that like, we were friends with you for years, therefore we have to fucking come to your aid or something like that. But the reality is, it's kind of projection. It seems like a lot of their personal relationships are very transactional.
the passion out of what I was doing, because every day it was like, fuck, what are we gonna
that's
have
horrible. Hate to hear that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like you're back on track, so.
We really are.
We're working hard. Yeah. It's hard. It's a hard sport, man. Like,
yeah.
Not all up to what I do. It's also what up to my fighters do. And if one of my fighters fucks up, then then it comes out on me.
Everybody
right?
feels it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, like I said, like, I don't want to have my brand be associated with what he's been doing lately, because that's not like I got more support from you than I ever did from him. So why would I want to be associated
Nicholas,
with that?
the GOAT.
Well, guys,
Thank
have
you
a
for the
great
$5,
evening.
my
Thank you
man.
so much for the call. Well, we're gonna stay in touch. We're gonna put all your socials up everywhere, and I'll talk to you guys after the show.
Thank you, Ethan.
Wow, that's fucking unreal, guys. I'm at a loss for
Nicholas,
words.
the GOAT. Thank you for the $5, my man.
And this again, when we show this in the very beginning, but we will end off with this. Hey, Michael, not sure if this is clickbait or not, but I saw your face on the H3 podcast thumbnail. Let me know if it's real and if you want to talk. And I'm hoping it's just some clickbait, because I'd be happy to talk if you had unresolved feelings about me and Anissa. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Amazing. What is this? My mind won't change. I came from a cocaine-run dealer-supplier family. Guns were not meant to defend anything other than protect themselves from other businesses taking customers. And by that I mean they killed the customer so they wouldn't buy. What?
Nicholas, the GOAT. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Wait, what the fuck is this, dude? Dude, Anissa's like tall tales. I don't believe that for a second. That's not gun culture, it's drug culture. They use what they can. From the other guy,
Nicholas,
just letting you know, guns
GOAT.
aren't
Thank
always
you for the
used in gun
$5, my
culture.
man.
When I try to stop a conversation / debate and people try to convert me, I'm educated in gun culture. I was becoming a cop for 2 years. I was trained in weapons and I understand gun law. Dude, this woman is clearly a master of all trades. She's not a jack of all trades, master of none. She's a master of all trades. Dude, this is insane. She was gonna be a cop? Really? A cop? It's just great. That's amazing. Pathological liar. Yeah, dude. Master of all traits. Humble. Yeah, very humble.
No way, dude!
Yo, thank you so much.
There's a KFC in
You guys have
Yemen.
been way too generous this stream.
I like them, but I can't decide if I support them till I hear their opinion on Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, good one.
Please tell me how to feel.
We need to know we need to know all of your intricate positions, dude. Do you know who I can't even remember his fucking name. Who was the guy that sounded I keep thinking Muzzy, like the translator. Who was the guy that Ethan was quoting that like Hassan was fighting back with? Like, oh, you're gonna go with his quote? Well, you're gonna hate to see what his thoughts on something else are or whatever. Who the fuck was that guy? Oh my god, dude. I can't even remember his name. Yeah, Avi Schleim, dude. Avi Schleim, bro. Dude, what? Dude, he's gonna start quoting Avi Schleim in the middle of the fucking thing. I don't know why I reset that. We're done here. Holy shit, bro. Yeah, dude, when Avi Schleim comes up in the conversation, that's how you know they're balling out. Avi Schleim? Yeah, what is it? Isn't that his name? Schleim? Is that not... What is his name? Schleim? Dude, it sounds like a fucking... His name sounds like a piece of a plumbus in a fucking... In a Rick and Morty ad commercial. It's like, first you have to get the Abby Schleim real nice and gloopy or something, and then you can put it in the... I'm tired, dude. We're way too fucking late, dude. I gotta get out of here. It's just Sean.
I always do the possible.
No, dude, you ever hear the, isn't it the Schleim? Isn't that what it's called in the Plumbus commercial? I'm pretty sure you get the Schleim and then like a gloopy or something spits on it.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
I think. Oh, is it? I'm mixing up Plebe and Schleim.
First, it out. They take the dingle bop and they smooth it out with a bunch of Schleim.
No, it's Schleim.
Nicholas, the
That's
goat.
what I was thinking
Thank
of.
you for the $5,
I was thinking of the
my man.
Schleim. I got the part mixed up, but yeah, no, they do use Schleim. I was right. What do you guys think? I'm fucking crazy?
They take the dingle bop and they smooth it out with a bunch of Schleim.
Yeah, I fucking nailed that. You're out of your mind. You fucking... Oh, Nick's too tired. Yeah, dude. I was 100% right. You guys got fucking owned. All right? Now listen. I will take responsibility for the fact that I didn't realize the Wiggler had URR on its helmet. You guys got me there. But I got the Schleim thing, right? I did good. That was good. You know? One for two. Yeah, that's good. Whoopsie. I didn't fucking know. Thank you for letting me know, chat. I appreciate you fucking yelling at me, because I probably would have left it on for the whole segment. Bad Wiggler. Nobody told me why. They just kept writing bad Wiggler in the chat. Dude, I was like, wait, why is it a bad Wiggler? Because what I had initially thought when I saw it is that it's a boxing Wiggler, and it's like, oh, okay, domestic violence. Are they going for boxing? Like, are you saying that like every boxer beats their spouse or something? And then I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. As soon as someone said it. Because I looked, it took me like 30 seconds to figure out what the issue was, and I was like, oh. Yeah, no, that's actually fair. That's actually pretty fair. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. That's pretty fair.